Did you know that unconscious cleaning is a whole lot like unconscious eating? Now, what is unconscious eating? That's where you wander into your pantry or you run to the refrigerator and you're not particularly starving to death. In fact, you may not even be hungry. And you just open the door and you look inside and you see something that catches your attention at an unconscious level. You take it out and you start eating it and you don't even know why. It's called unconscious eating, right? Wouldn't it be awesome if we had that same exact concept, but with cleaning, where you wander through a house and without paying any attention whatsoever, you just start tidying up mysteriously, or you start sweeping the floor, or you start vacuuming, or you start cleaning things up. Wouldn't that be an awesome concept? It's a very real concept. Okay, so 2 months ago, there was a woman that wrote into the show, and her email was incredibly sad. And it sounded like she was super depressed, and she made a comment that sounded like, "You are my last hope. This will be the biggest cleaning project of your life." And what that told me in the words that she chose was that she had created this monster barrier of cleaning in her mind. So cleaning wasn't just a random thing that happens naturally in her life. It was this huge thing like, oh no, I have to go clean my house. And she was really discouraged and really depressed. Now, there are a couple of things I know about being really discouraged and really depressed, and it's one of these things. We can't clean unless we can remove the wall that is stopping us from doing it, okay? The easiest way to do that, we can't just like bust through a big brick wall. We got to remove the wall brick by brick. Okay, so what I decided to do, it dropped what I was doing and I made Colette a tape. The tape is an unconscious tape that you listen to while you're sleeping at night. You turn the tape on, it's set for 8 hours. So you can get a full 8 hours of sleep, or if you only get 5 hours of sleep, you can listen to it for 5 hours. But it doesn't stop. Once you start it, it just keeps going through the whole night. And it plays in your mind while you're sleeping these ideas that remove brick by brick from this great big monster wall of cleaning. Now, there's another thing that I also know about cleaning when you have a great big brick wall in front of you, and that's that you cannot clean if you don't feel good. So when we made this tape for Colette, I threw in a couple of extras. And the extras are things like, when I wake up in the morning, I'm full of energy and I feel fantastic. And I can't wait to get outside and go for a brisk walk. Okay, so exercise and movement is going to jumpstart the whole body and it's going to get everything going again. We need that to happen in order to be able to clean. So I threw a couple of things like that in there. And I also know that when you overeat, you feel lethargic and you feel really tired. And so I wanted to have Colette feel fantastic. So I threw a couple of these little snippets in there that were affirmations that said, when I eat only until I'm satisfied. And I always choose the healthiest of the choices available to me. So I threw a few little things in there like that. And then when the tape was done, we sent it off. We posted it on YouTube. I made an announcement. I said, Colette, here's your tape. Have fun. Okay. Well, I've been listening to tapes like this myself for the last 30 years. I've been making tapes myself that I listen to at night while I'm sleeping. And what's happened is all of my tapes have come true. I found the husband that I wanted to find. I found the home I wanted to find. I made a bucket list of all the places in the world I wanted to visit. I've been to all of them now. All of my dreams came true. And it's because at an unconscious level, I kept telling myself, this is for me. So when it came into my life, I recognized it and I said, that's for me. That's what I've been looking for. Hark! And I took it. I claimed it as my own because unconsciously now I was looking for it. I was trying to create scenarios in my life in which that could happen. But they all happened easily and effortlessly, and they just kind of fell into my lap. So is it luck? No, it's not luck. But every night when I went to sleep at night, I hit the play button on the tape, and I let it keep playing over and over and over in my mind. Now, the tape that I made for Colette, I made strategically at 1.5 speed. So if you're listening to it during the day while you're cleaning or you're moving about, you want to bump up the speed to 1.5. And if you're listening to it when you go to sleep at night, you listen to it at normal speed, okay? That way it's not super fast. Okay, well, the cool part about it is when I went to bed that night, I said, wait a second, I have a new tape. I'm going to listen to Colette's tape, right? Now, I'm not going through the same stuff Colette is, but there's nothing on the tape that's going to harm me, and it's a tape I don't have. So I told my husband what I'm doing because he shares the same bed with me, and I hit the play button on the tape, and every night we've been listening to the tape for 2 months. Well, all of a sudden, something really interesting happened. We didn't pay attention to what was happening in the background of our lives. But in the last 2 months, there's been no sugar in my family at all. No sugar in my house. And my husband said, so I guess we're not doing sugar now? And I said, well, I don't know. Well, when you make the healthiest of all the choices available to you, that also includes the grocery store. We weren't buying any snacks or any sweets, and we hadn't brought them home, and we hadn't been serving them. There's been no sugar in my house for 2 months. And I said, what has that done to you? He said, I don't know, but I have more energy than I've ever had. I said, I know, me too. And then I said, have you lost any weight? He said, I've lost 10 pounds. I said, I've lost 11. No way. We weren't even on a diet. What's been happening? What's been happening is we've been listening to Colette's tape. And then I said, wait a second. I've been walking every morning. Since listening to Colette's tape, I haven't missed a single morning of workout in the morning. Not a single day. Well, here's what happens. We're so tired when we go to bed at night. We're not actually consciously listening to the words. The words start playing and then we fall asleep. And while we're sleeping, the words are playing in the background of our mind and they've reset our entire life. What's interesting is this. My business. I'm in the cleaning business, okay? I understand, I love and I appreciate cleaning. What's really interesting about this scenario is my business took kind of an interesting turn over the last couple of months during this same phase. And we opened a whole new leg of our business for hoarding world. And you don't have to be a hoarder to participate. I'm a hoarder in that I collect books. And so I'm a hoarder of books. But along with this, I joined the group and said, hey, I want to play along. Well, every single Saturday, we donate stuff to the Goodwill. And we've changed the dopamine script from I'm going to go out and shop for shop therapy to I'm going to donate for donate therapy. We've been getting rid of stuff. And I started looking around my house like, what do I have to donate? What do I have to get rid of? I want to play this game. And it became this really fun game. Now we have the guys at the Goodwill drop-off that are posing for pictures because we take a picture of our stuff that we've donated so we can say, I was here, right? So it's become this really fun game that is a dopamine high, and you post your pictures and everyone in the group claps and cheers for you. They're like, go Angela! I've donated 10 boxes of books in the last couple of weeks. Go Angela, right? I am super excited about the things that I've done in my own personal life without consciously even doing it. Now, I'll tell you this. I'm a cleaner by trade, and I'm very organized about my cleaning process, and I'm on very tight routines. But I found myself accidentally going through drawers and going through cabinets and closets and cupboards and pantries and tidying up stuff and removing stuff and getting rid of stuff and streamlining stuff. And I will catch myself in the middle of it like, whoa, I'm in the middle of a project. I'm not even filming this. I should be filming this. I didn't even get any before pictures. And I'm like, what's wrong with me? I'm cleaning for no good reason, right? It's become unconscious. Because in the back of my mind, there's something in the back of my mind for 2 months every night that keeps saying, I love to clean. I clean up after myself. I tidy up after myself. I'm putting stuff away. I'm decluttering. I'm donating. I'm getting rid of this stuff. Now, I want to share this with you. This tape was meant for Colette, and I've never heard from Colette again. I don't know what happened to Colette, but I do know what happened to me. I've been listening to Colette's tape every single day for 2 months. And I'm here to tell you a whole bunch of things have changed for the better in my life. I'm going to leave links in the show notes to the new tape. And I want you to listen to it for 2 months. And then I want you to come back. It's absolutely free. It doesn't cost you anything. It's just a weird experiment. But in 2 months' time, I'm going to guess, and I'm willing to place a bet that some unconscious cleaning will start happening in your life. That you will wake up one day and say, whoa, what am I doing? I'm in the middle of cleaning something. Just like we opened the refrigerator door and we were eating those snacks we weren't paying attention to, right? You're going to be cleaning and you're going to say, whoa, I didn't even know I was cleaning because we've removed those bricks one by one and that wall is gone. All right, I hope that helps. If it does, give us a thumbs up. If you got questions or comments, those go in the links below. Until we meet again, leave the world a cleaner place than when you found it.